The U.S. District Court judge said she did not have jurisdiction over the case. KPBS investigative reporter Amitha Sharma joins me with more on the decision and where the effort to get relief for customers is headed. And Amitha, as I understand it, this lawsuit was trying to stop Edison from billing customers for San Onofre?
Yes, Peggy, that's right. The lawsuit was filed by a local advocacy group called Citizens Oversight and a group of ratepayers. And basically, they argue that the $4.7 billion settlement that calls on customers to pay for 70% of the shutdown costs associated with San Onofre is simply unfair.
Why do the ratepayers think the settlement is unfair?
Well, for several reasons. As you recall, back in January of 2012, San Onofre had to shut down because one of its new steam generators sprung a radioactive leak due to tube wear. Now, ratepayer advocates say, look, San Onofre's majority owner, Southern California Edison, knew there was a problem with tube wear before that equipment was installed. And after it was announced that the nuclear plant would be permanently shut down, state regulators, in this case the California Public Utilities Commission, came out and said, we are going to investigate who was responsible for the installation of this faulty equipment.
And what happened? Remind us with that investigation.
Well, the PUC put the investigation on hold after then president of the PUC, Michael Peavy, met in secret at a hotel in Warsaw, Poland back in March of 2013 with an executive from Edison. There, the men discussed a framework for the settlement agreement that put ratepayers on the hook for a lot of money and put an end to the settlement. Now, former San Diego City Attorney Mike Aguirre is representing Citizens Oversight and these ratepayers in this lawsuit. And he says, look, it is not the job of the PUC to negotiate settlements. It's the job of the PUC to be a watchdog, to be a neutral third party. Here's more of what he had to say.
Would you like, if you had a case in front of a judge, would you like the judge to meet in secret 14,000 miles away in Warsaw, Poland at a 5-star hotel and work out the deal, which is a one-sided deal in favor of Edison, and not have any input in that at all?
Aguirre says that that secret deal-making has left ratepayers with a very large tab.
And I understand Aguirre also filed a lawsuit asking the court to remove then those rates from the customer bills.
He did, and a federal judge ruled yesterday officially that federal court is not the proper venue for this case, that the case actually belongs in state court. Aguirre says he filed the lawsuit in federal court because he believes that Edison is violating the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution by unjustly taking property away without providing compensation. And in this case, what that says really is that, well, what he contends is that the PUC is allowing Edison to charge customers for electricity that San Onofre is no longer generating.
Sure, let's listen.
So the ratepayers, not only did they not get the benefit of what they paid for, the $700 million for the steam generators, but then they had to pay for replacement electricity, which was $300 million more than what it normally would have been. So they had to pay for all of that, and they still have to pay for the entire San Onofre plant, even though it's not producing a single megawatt of electricity.
So it seems the drumbeat is getting louder on this on all fronts for the Public Utilities Commission to scrap the settlement. Tell us, where is this headed?
Well, Peggy, it's difficult to know. A couple of weeks ago, State Assemblyman Anthony Rendon, who actually is chairman of the Assembly Committee on Utilities and Commerce, called on the PUC to investigate how this settlement was reached, and he went a step further. He asked that the PUC compel Edison to release all internal and external emails dealing with the settlement and the steam generators. Now, this week, Assembly Speaker Tony Atkins also asked that those documents be released, and Senator Ben Waso, also a state senator, he heads the Senate committee that oversees utilities, and he said that he thinks that this settlement agreement should not stand because of how it was reached.
All right, well, I'm sure you'll be following this, and I can't wait to hear more of what you find. KPBS investigative reporter Amitha Sharma, thank you.
Thank you.